Hi everybody, this is Connie Bloom from Electric Boys and you're watching CMS TV.
As you are aware, there's a big concert coming up, July 5th? The big Black Sabbath final show ever?
Yeah, I mean, that's, well, it with all the artists that are performing at this thing, it's almost as if it's Black Sabbath is overshadowed with all the
By everybody else, exactly.
And just the fact that I think everybody had already accepted that Black Sabbath called it a day years ago.
Yes.
So this is sort of like just a way for Ozzy to say goodbye, I guess. But again, if you're a purist when it comes to Black Sabbath, I guess you could be a Jim Jackal and go, no Ozzy, no Sabbath.
Yeah, man.
So obviously Ozzy is in very, very, very poor health, and there's no way he's ever going to tour and perform again on a consistent basis if he can even make it through one show. Yeah. So this is your final hurrah of the Prince of Darkness.
That's right. It's about to end.
Yeah.
But there is
the people who were fearful of Ozzy back in the 80s and preached how he was going to kill everybody. Could rest assured that this lion no longer has any teeth.
Yeah, now it's just a broken lion. It really is. It's just a horrible, horrible shell of itself. It's really sad. I'll tell you what it has been, though. This concert coming up has been absolute gold for me to fuck with Jim Florentine.
No. Yeah, well, we know that he and Jim Norton are making the trip over and performing around the area so they can attend the show.
Well, with every story that comes out, I just floated over to Florentine on text. Every story that comes out, I'm just making, and he's just like, not looking good, not promising. But I floated him this one. I've got a couple of stories about this thing. I don't know if you've seen this.
I have not been up on anything recently, so.
Oh, well, you'll love this. Because if there weren't enough questions about Ozzy even making it, something we predicted the day this was announced, and I'm still hanging to that Ozzy will not perform live at this thing.
No.
It's 2 weeks away. He's going to show up on a screen. Guaranteed. I would bet my house on it. But this ain't going to make him, this is not going to make you, listener, or Jim Florentine or anybody feel much better. Tony Iommi questions Ozzy's ability to perform at Black Sabbath's farewell show.
Oh, boy. So when his bandmate is questioning whether he can even perform.
Somebody that's sitting in on these phone calls and hearing that, well, maybe we could do it on a screen.
Well, see, for Tony Iommi to actually comment on this,
yes,
almost torpedoes this whole thing.
Well, except it's sold out, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I understand that. I get it. But already it's just putting the kibosh on this.
Yeah.
So is this to dumb or to tamp down any expectations now?
I think so. Tony's been in the business long enough to know that if there's really going to be a problem, keep your fucking mouth shut. This is damage control 101. Yeah. They are dripping every single week. They are dripping less and less expectation for Black Sabbath.
And the interesting thing is I have not heard one comment about Bill Ward.
No, nothing.
Nothing. And he's not been in the best of health either.
Yeah.
I mean, is he capable of even performing, with the band? I mean, again, I don't know.
Yeah.
But from everything I've heard in recent times where Bill Ward is concerned, is he's not the best of.
He's not great either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is just looking like a huge clusterfuck. By the way, they did announce, though, and I'm not going to bring the story up or anything, but if you want to watch this monumental event, you can from wherever you are in the world for only $30.
$30 to do a little streaming thing,
yes.
Live stream.
You can live stream it for $30. Should you choose to. I personally will wait till the next day and just watch the clips on Twitter.
Exactly.
Because they'll all be out there. But yeah, Tony Iommi questions Ozzy's ability to perform at Black Sabbath's farewell show. As anticipation builds for Black Sabbath's historic farewell performance, guitarist Tony Iommi has shared his candid thoughts about frontman Ozzy Osbourne's ability to take the stage. That's just bad right there.
Yeah, of course.
I had an interest in music, always.
It's always kind of been around me some way, shape, or form.
5 minutes sitting on a drum set, man, change your life.
This is the same black guitar that Marty McFly plays in Back to the Future.
I love the feeling I get in front of the freaking full stack here, just the vibration or something to it.
I'm lucky because I do have a little bit of a tap into the Fu Manchu lore, into the Nebula lore.
In order to keep things going, you kind of have to like start playing the game a little bit, you know, like the business game.
Everybody has to get through a day-to-day, and how do you exist and how do you get by?
As far as getting people to commit to bands, it's tough to keep a lot together these days, for sure.
Still sleeping on people's floor, that's still a reality.
Probably also playing with some of the best people I've ever played with. The creative juices don't stop. It just keeps going.
For me, it's just finding a balance of how much time I'm spending with my family versus how much time I'm spending working.
It's this validation that what you're doing actually has merit.
Obviously, we're a little long in the tooth, and we've been doing this for a minute, and now we can kind of do what we want. We don't need a record company. I'll do it myself. I'll do it the way I want to.
Just always be cool. Just be respectful. Those are your people. They're connecting to you on some level, even if they don't look like you.
It's got to happen, you know, or else I'll go crazy. Go crazy one way or another, you know. I might as well, you know, not go crazy if I can play music.
Maybe one day I'll have a Porsche, but you know, until that day, I'll drive a Chevy.
There you go.
All right.
In other words, no Ozzy.
Yeah, pretty much, yes. This would be a big monumental thing if it all comes good, Tony told Music Week.
If it all comes good.
If it all comes good. But even he admits there's uncertainty surrounding the night. The worrying thing for me is the unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. I think we do know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
A big screen is going to come up with a montage of Ozzy over the years with Sabbath. And then it's going to be Ozzy shaking on the screen going, "Thank you all so much for coming. I love you all. But I'm not there. But I'm there in spirit. My cold heart, my cold black heart is with you. Back to the beginning. Here's James Hetfield with Paranoid." That's what we're going to get. I know that's what we're going to get. Don't you think?
Well, again, it's looking more and more like we're going to get a taped, recorded message or...
Yes. It is not looking... I am not convinced. They've done nothing to convince me. And I'll be honest. I'm one of the idiots that would have spent the $30 and would have watched every minute of the 12 hours of this thing.
Is this thing 12 hours long?
Probably. It's 60 bands or whatever.
Is it? 60 bands? Holy shit.
It's a shit ton of bands.
This is like walking or something.
It really kind of is. I'm not sure if they're all playing. They're probably not all playing full sets, but you know, it's Metallica, Slayer, Tool,
Slayer's making the trip.
Slayer's making the trip for this.
How about that?
Yeah, I mean, every big band you could think of, and even some guys that are surprising, like Jake is going, Jakey Lee. So if Ozzy was even remotely healthy, maybe there's a Bark at the Moon in there or something. Maybe Jake will play to the screen, play to Bark at the Moon. Yeah, it's really not looking good. It's really not looking good. Let's see here. Normally when we'd tour, we'd rehearse and run through the thing for a while, and it's just us, he explained. But with this event, there are so many other moving parts. So he's already telling you.
Yeah, we're not actually rehearsing with Ozzy.
Yeah. We're not rehearsing with Ozzy. We're rehearsing with other people.
Right.
We're expecting other people to sing these songs with us, so we're rehearsing with them. What a clusterfuck this thing is. And I love that it's all these great bands. I mean, it's a great festival. If it was Wacken, it'd be the best Wacken of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. The one reason you're supposed to want to go see this is the one piece that is very much in question, which is to see. And did we know it right away? Like when it was first announced, and then within a week it was Ozzy's going to sing bits and pieces.
Right.
It's like, all right, this is not happening. This is such a... I mean, come on. What do you think, dude? Do you think our friends Jim and Jim are going to be fucking disappointed that they went out of their way?
Yeah, well, they're metal fans, so regardless of if the Ozzy thing really happens, because this doesn't seem like to be the biggest piece of the show. It's almost like paying tribute to Black Sabbath rather than Black Sabbath,
But for both of the guys we're talking about, Norton and Florentine, Ozzy is Norton's favorite musician of all time, and Black Sabbath is Florentine.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that Norton is personal friends with Ozzy.
Yes. And he still had to work it out to get there. So, yeah, this is... Maybe Norton will just go hang out at Ozzy's house, and that way you can see him perform.
Right.
Maybe those guys will go over there instead of going to the show. They can see him perform at the sound studio that he's going to record this thing on.
It's probably already recorded whatever it is he's going to do.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm not even positive that it's going to be him. Not to throw AI into the mix, but...
It's an AI Ozzy.
What, would that shock you?
No, it would not. To utilize current technology to, make that happen, it would not be out of the question.
I mean, all the pieces are there for him not to perform.
Right.
You got all these bands that are announced, and quietly you got Whitfield Crane announced. And our friend Bob Nalbandian told us that story, that Whitfield Crane has been the guy behind the curtain for Ozzy for years. So they got Whit ready for in case Ozzy's corpse shows up for this thing. Yeah, it's just, man, this whole thing is just bad.
Yeah.
It's just coming out to be awful. It's going to suck.
Whose idea do you think this was to even do this, to quote unquote one last go round for Black Sabbath?
Sharon.
Yeah.
I almost guarantee that it was Sharon's idea. She's like, I can't squeeze any more juice out of this rock.
Yeah.
Maybe over. One more drop.
Yeah, it's over for Ozzy. He's not going to be bringing in any more bucks these days.
Yeah. But, so there you have it. Black Sabbath. Is it happening? I don't know. Not thinking it is.
All right, everybody. If you go to Comedy Genius, comedygeni.us, you can get The King, the movie that I made, for only $5. Isn't that right?
It's so good.
It's the best movie I've ever seen.
Bro, buy it. $5. It's only $5. one Lincoln buck.
And Matt is a bum in it, an AIDS bum.
That's right. So go Comedy Genius, Comedy Genius, Comedy Genius. That's the .us at the end. $5.